Hello and welcome back to another fun-filled, nostalgic episode of Sons of Screens. I am Colonel Whiteside, along with my co-host Andrew Faye.
Oh, day.
So tonight we will be reviewing
a sports podcast.
So tonight we will be reviewing two nostalgic movies from my childhood. One, we have a special guest with us tonight, Mr. Littlefoot himself, from the land before time. Kind of smells like the land before time too. And we will also be reviewing Ferngully, the last rainforest.
The last rainforest. Don't forget the colon, last rainforest.
So in honor of this episode, I had a dinosaur t-shirt that I was going to wear, but I couldn't find it. So I did the next best thing and decided to wear a different nostalgic shirt from the good old Full House, Mr. Jesse and the Rippers.
Yeah. Like, now, why that shirt to replace the dinosaur shirt?
Because it's nostalgic.
Oh, because it's nostalgic. I was thinking because he had a bunch of pink bunnies all over his wall.
That's true. He did have that. So yeah, it was a. I was trying to think of something nostalgic that I hadn't worn on the show yet, and this is what I ended up with.
I don't really have any cartoon shirts or anything, so I didn't wear it. I almost wore a Bozo polo, but since I'm getting fatter, it's super duper fucking tight on me now. Where if I'd done the Chris Farley fucking flex, it would have ripped the fucking back of it out, like when he's Fat Man in a little coat.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When it comes to Full House, though, there's only two types of people: those that watch Full House and those that lied about watching Full House. Those that lied about not watching it.
The ones that lied about not watching it. So you're saying that they still watched it, they just lied that they didn't watch it.
Absolutely.
Okay. I know. The longest time with Full House, I didn't realize that they only called Joey Joey. I always thought it was Uncle Joey this whole time. For all these years.
They don't ever call him Uncle. They don't call him Uncle Joey?
Mandela effect. No, he's just Joey.
I swear it was always Uncle Joey.
Exactly. Exactly. And because I saw like a podcast saying, did you realize that they only call Joey Joey? They don't call him Uncle Joey. I was like, bullshit. So I started watching this show. And sure enough, every time Joey's in the room, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, Uncle Joey. And they go, hey, Joey. I'm like, no, it's Uncle Joey.
I bet I know why, because they did always call him Uncle Jesse. So maybe we just, in our heads, heard Uncle before Joey.
Right. So, yeah, I can see the easy Mandela effect, I guess you will, for that. But, I mean, he's Uncle Jesse because he was the brother of the dead wife. So, he was Danny Tanner's brother. By
Joey
marriage.
Gladstone.
So, Jesse was Uncle Jesse because he was the brother of the dead wife. And Joey was just a friend that moved in to help out, take care of the kids. So, it was Uncle Jesse and Joey.
Okay.
Kind of a bullshit thing, though. I mean, he might as well be Uncle Joey, too. He moved in to help you fuckers. You could at least give him the uncle title.
Right.
Now I'm pissed at that show. I don't even want to watch it ever again. Fuck that.
Oh, man. But you know what? You know what, though? When it comes to the daughters on that show, all three, well, four of them, if you consider both Olsen twins, they all grew up to be smoke shows.
Indeed. The biggest smoke show, I would say, would be Stephanie. She grew up to be...
Jodie Sweetin.
Well,
she grew up to be Sweetin.
She could sweeten my tea.
Ooh, baby.
She's the only Full House member that I follow on social media, so that should tell you that I...
Well, hey, that takes some doing right there.
You have to be pretty special for me to follow you on social media. Fuck you, Uncle Jesse, and your rippers. I don't give a shit.
Well, basically, he was married to the girl that was paying to have her kids sent to a high-end college, too.
Yeah. Aunt Becky. I almost forgot her fucking name. Yeah.
Aunt Becky, yep.
I think she's out of prison now, I think.
Did she actually go to prison? But let's be honest, if she did, it was literally a white-collar prison. Like,
it was a fucking celebrity still getting 3 delicious cooked meals and don't
Oh
have
yeah.
to put in population where she's gonna get finger banged by big old Betty.
By Tasty.
So
Or
she's good.
Crazy Eyes.
It'd be kind of like Green Mile, you know, where the special treatment people.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. So do you have what is so let's go ahead and move into our random beer. Okay.
Yeah, the opening
That,
segment.
that was a interesting segue.
Well, because I burped and I tried to hold it back, and then I just said "fuck it" and decided to blow it out, and then I made a fart noise with my mouth. So it was like a burp fart combo,
All right.
but all out of my mouth. You know, just let it happen. Just let it happen.
Okay. All right. Well, I will bring my beer up first as we try to move on past that.
Okay.
So my
Do you have a
beer,
connection?
I do kind of. This is from the Toppling Goliath Brewing Company. I picked this one knowing it was going to be a hoppy beer, but I did it because of the can. Because on the can is the real star of Land Before Time. It is the Sharp Tooth.
Rar.
It's a pseudo Sue pale ale.
Pseudo-sue. Pseudo-sue. That's a mouthful.
And it's a
Studio.
yeah, it's a double dry hop, so this one might be a little rough on me.
As much as you say hoppy every week, we need to do a movie about bunnies. So it just goes.
Hippity
Every
hop.
every time Colonel says hoppy, take a fucking drink.
We could come up with a game.
Dude, yeah, just the handful of episodes that we've already done this year, there's definitely drinking games in there.
Oh yeah.
Easy drinking
We could
games
put out
in
on our
there.
social media page the Sons of Screens drinking game. Join along.
Yeah. Join along.
So
Hmm.
this beer is sitting on the counter. I can smell it from up here.
Oh yeah, you got a waft like your high school ex girlfriend there.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Does it smell like a fish market?
It's actually not as bad as I was thinking it was gonna be, but it
So it
has a
tastes
rough
better
smell.
than it smells, is what you're thinking.
Yes. So your beer.
Okay, so my beer, it's a black can. I don't know what that means, but it's called Slush. And the reason why I picked that is because the logo is very animated. So the S is a fucking cartoon snake. That's
Snake.
weird. And then we have an amputated leg that wasn't properly done by surgeons because the bone's fucking sticking
Or
out.
the snake ate part of it off.
Or that, yeah. And then we have a fucking retarded pencil for the U. It's
I'm
fucking
sorry,
weird.
the way you're holding it right now, it looks like it's gonna say slut.
It is a slutty beer. I don't even know what kind of beer this is. I haven't read the fucking label yet. But the S is smoke coming out of a pipe. So, you know, we gotta cheech it up. Which is a nice little prelude because Cheech and Chong is in one of our movies.
It is. He is.
How
They
you like that? And then the H is some bondage shit with chains and a handcuff. Like,
Oh,
freaky dicky.
freaky deaky Dutch.
Freaky
We
dicky
got all,
Dutch boy.
we got all our elements here.
Yeah. This is another Prairie Artesian Ale. I think that was the same thing they had last week. This is another sour ale. Son of a bitch. I didn't fucking read the can.
Back sours.
Yeah, last week didn't have fucking flavors on it. This one actually gives me flavors. It's sour ale with strawberry, raspberry, lemon, and lime.
Okay. I'm trying to see. There's not a whole lot on here about what this is, but it does have a distinct citrus hint to it.
I love how we go into our professional wine tasting. It's got a hint of some cherry, little smoky flavor.
I'm gonna slosh it around my mouth here and see what I can find.
Sloshing beer is the worst. I don't care what kind it is.
I don't slosh anything around my mouth when it's got alcohol in it. Ever since the first time I tried a cement mixer, I don't trust to swish anything anymore.
But you still slosh random liquids into your mouth, is what you're saying.
Well, you know,
If they don't have alcohol in it, then you'll slosh it like
if the
like
shoe
it owes you
fits.
money. If the shoe don't fit, you must have quit. That was a weird paraphrase of O.J. Simpson.
Well, it was a glove, not the shoe, but
I know, that's why I said paraphrase.
spoiler alert, he got off.
Yeah, he did.
And then wrote a book, If I Did It.
Yeah, what a fucking asshole.
Like, literally wrote how he killed that girl and then sold
But then
millions of copies.
said, if I did it, aka, this is how I did it, but I got off scot-free. And then went to prison for stealing his own shit.
Right? I forgot about that.
Yeah. Speaking of being a vanilla guy, that doesn't make any sense at all. But go ahead and bring Littlefoot closer to the screen here.
Oh, Littlefoot wants to say hi.
He got a pretty mouth. He got some pink lips. It's almost like a sideways vagina.
What are you trying to say about me?
You
wanna go? You want to go?
That right there is going to make me finish my goddamn beer. Mm-hmm. Ay, caramba. I haven't said ay, caramba since I used to watch The Simpsons all the time.
I never did look to see what percent this one was.
Oh, I tried to look, but this is one of the cans that has some worn off shit. Like it might have been sitting in the fridge for a while.
Oh, this one's only 5.8%. That's probably why it didn't taste so bad.
I think there's a 6 in there. It looks like 61%, but that's not right. So I'm thinking it's like
probably 6.1,
maybe.
So,
or just around there.
Our live studio audience just brought up something here.
Now I can't understand.
The sideways vagina.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then the way the lip goes really high, yeah, that's where the clitoris is. No, the other way. There you go. I found it. I found the mythical clitoris. Whoa, where's it going?
Oh my. Littlefoot ain't so little anymore.
He's now Big Daddy, not Littlefoot.
Littlefoot got graduated to Bigfoot. I don't know.
See, sometimes you say shit to where I literally don't have a fucking response to it.
Hey, if I can make anybody
decent on responses, yeah. I'm usually quick-witted about some things, but not some of the shit you say.
I got a statement you can't refute.
Refute. All right, anyway, I think we're both finished our beer. It's time to fucking rate those sons of bitches.
Yes, we did. All right, you can go first.
All right. That's kind of been the common thing with my sour beers. That wasn't horrible. It was pretty intense, sour-wise. I'm gonna have to meet Slush at a fucking 3. Didn't
right,
hate
okay,
it,
just a
I'm
little
not
graph.
gonna buy a goddamn 12 pick. Yeah, 12 pack.
Well, just so that we don't have the same beer pick 2 weeks in a row, I will give mine a 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, it had definite hops to it, but the citrus kind of drowned some of it out.
You are.
Sorry, I just read. Quit defiling my stuffed animal. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Them hoppies are growing on you.
Yeah. I wouldn't call them growing on me, but I can always drink one.
Your tolerance is building for the hoppies.
The hop, hop, hop.
I had the fucking big teeth for that now, so I can do it. Anyways, what's next, fearless leader?
Oh, you don't want to follow me, but that's all right. So I think we will do
For this
Ferngully
episode.
first,
Okay.
and then we will go into The Land Before Time.
So it was a land that was before time.
Well, I mean, before time it was
Because
land.
Stephen Hawking didn't exist yet, so I mean, he was Father Time. So
Let's see. So Ferngully. Oh yeah, I've got a synopsis to read. So, Ferngully is a story about the magical inhabitants of a rainforest that fight to save their home, which is threatened by logging and a polluting force of destruction called Hexus. Released in 1992. Go figure, this movie was rated G. That
yeah, you
surprised me.
know, the G rating doesn't really exist anymore. Like even the
It really
friendliest of
doesn't. It's
kid
mostly
films these days, yeah, there's always some parental guidance. I think the last G movie I saw, they had that Paw Patrol movie. I'm pretty sure that was G, like last year. But other than that, I haven't really seen
maybe.
any G movies. Even
So,
fucking Dogface or whatever recently, that was PG.
because they can't, like, for it to be a G rating, it literally has to have absolutely nothing.
And since everybody and everything is so sensitive these days, it's very hard to make a G movie.
Right, like literally, if they have a movie that one person is making fun of another person, now it's got to be a PG. It can't be it can't be G anymore.
Yeah, let's not offend the whites out there.
So, you said that you weren't going to look up the cast list before you watched this movie.
Uh-huh.
How surprised had you? So you also weren't sure that you'd seen it. Have you? Did you watch it and realize you had seen it?
I remember the movie, so I'm assuming that I did watch it at one
Okay.
point. Because I remember the fairies, and that's
You remember the Fae?
yeah.
Fairies
The
is
Fae-
not
F-A-
is not the plural term.
Fae. Yeah, I know what the fuck you're talking about, you son of a bitch!
I hope you know what the plural term of fairies are.
Yeah, well, but...
I didn't mean to fluster you there.
Goddamn Fae. Anyways, back to the fucking cast of this fucking movie.
Well, no, I was gonna. So it was kind of like a first watch for you because you remember pieces of it, but you didn't really
I did not
which
remember
one.
who was in it.
So, were you surprised by the voices that you got to hear in that movie?
Before I even looked into the cast, I watched the movie and then I heard Baddie's voice, and it was good old Robin Williams.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. But this is the same year that Aladdin came out, so this is a big vocal year for Robin Williams.
And also a big vocal year for hold on, the guy that played Krista's dad, who was somewhere here, Douglas Seal, who also voiced the Sultan in Aladdin.
Oh my god, they just all fucking hung out in a recording studio and made movies,
Right.
apparently.
I bet Robin Williams and Douglas Seal became very good friends that year.
They were probably cocaine buddies, at least.
Maybe.
Because Robin Williams even said himself, he had his big old cocaine years.
Yeah.
Late 80s, early 90s. Hello, Aladdin, Genie.
So the first distinct voice prior to Robin Williams that you hear in this movie, though, is kind of Christian Slater, though. Like, did you pick up on Christian Slater pretty early on?
When I was watching the movie, I was like, I know that fucking voice, and I was sitting there doing this, and fucking god damn it, who the fuck is that?
So it's after Robin Williams came in that you realized who it was.
I couldn't wait. I was trying to resist myself and looking up the cast until the movie was over, but
It's hard.
Christian Slater. I was like, I know that voice, and I had to look it up. I was like, God damn it, that's Christian fucking Slater from
Yep.
Heathers and a bunch of other
Broken Arrow.
movies. Broken Arrow. We said Heathers and Broken Arrow of his whole fucking.
Well, the reason I said Broken Arrow is because the voice of Krista was also in Broken Arrow.
Oh, Samantha Mathis?
Yeah. Which I know Samantha Mathis has been in a lot of movies, but
yeah, she's one of those where you don't know the name, but you know her face.
Like when I looked her up on IMDb, I recognized the picture. I didn't recognize the name. I recognized a lot of the movies she was in. I don't remember her in hardly any of them.
Yeah, Pump Up the Volume. I think Christian Slater was in Pump Up the Volume too.
I don't know.
You weren't hip enough. You square.
Too hip to be square.
Da-da-da-da. Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. Dummy. I just looked it up. How I know her from is she was in the Super Mario Brothers movie. She was princess.
Yes. She was not princess. She was Daisy. She was not Peach.
She was
Daisy.
Princess Daisy.
Okay, fair enough. And I'm sorry, but I loved that Super Mario Brothers movie, but it was not good.
Hold your tongue there, sir. I'm glad you liked it, but it's a good fucking movie. Now, does it relate to Mario Brothers? Not really.
I liked it, but it honestly was not a great movie.
Like, John Leguizamo and Bob Haskins were drunk a lot of that movie. Like, they've even said that.
I would believe it.
And John Leguizamo broke his arm while they're riding their van, and the door shuts on his arm and broke his arm.
I think I remember hearing about that.
Yeah. So that covered up for a part of the movie.
So whenever Hexus first got released and started talking, did you realize who it was? Or did it get a little bit further on whenever there was more distinct, oh, that's who that is?
Well, he went a little lower than his recognizable voice, but I was like, okay, yeah, that's good old spicy curry there. That's good old Tim.
Spicy curry.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the cast they pulled in for this movie. Let's talk about that because I don't know what the budget for this movie was, but good grief, they had a lot of what we would call A-listers right now.
Now, yeah, but then, though, I would say the biggest name that they pulled was Robin Williams because he's already established star at that time. Christian Slater was on the rise. Tim Curry okay, yeah, Rocky Horror and It and all that. But it was only 2 years before this. So.
Right. Well, but he wasn't like his. I still feel like Tim Curry's big break was Clue.
I liked him in Muppet Treasure Island.
That was good. My favorite Tim Curry movie was Three Musketeers.
I liked him in Scary Movie 2.
See, I'm not a scary movie guy. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I love scary movies, but the Scary Movie franchise, the parodies, not my cup of tea.
So you're not excited that the Wayans brothers got the rights back to it?
Aren't they? They did the first three, right?
They did the first two.
First two, okay.
And then after that, they lost the rights to it, and then that's when it got super fucking stupid. Super fucking stupid.
And that may have been where they lost me. Like the first one was all right, and maybe I'm combining the first and second one because it's been so long since I've seen them. I don't know. There's
a Wayans brother in it, and then it was either one or two. After that, you don't see a Wayans.
Fair enough. So, with Ferngully, what did you think the overall overarching theme that they were trying to get across was?
Well, when I was watching this movie, it made me miss my high school stoner days. Because, like, this movie would have been awesome with a big old fat doobie. That should tell you how long ago it's been since I smoked weed. Nobody calls him doobie anymore. but I was like, man, this would be fucking cool as shit stoned. And it just made me think of, like, late 80s, early 90s to where Save the Rainforest was driven into
Mhm.
our fucking
It
brains
was.
nonstop.
Do you remember the cartoon Captain Planet?
Yeah.
Like they were trying to drive down our throats that we're the only ones that can save the rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Yeah,
like
save
now
the
that we're
Rainforest,
old,
save the Rainforest.
now that we're older, and I ain't going down to Brazil to
But
save the
there's
rainforest.
have you thought about like these programs that were shoved down our throats when we were kids? Like they're not really preached anymore.
They're
Like
not.
save the rainforest, the Dare program to don't do drugs.
You
They
know
said
why?
fuck
You
it,
know
go ahead
why
and go
the
do drugs.
you know why the save the rainforest program isn't really pushed anymore? Because we did it. We saved the rainforest.
Oh damn it! All right, what about the got milk ads? They fucking disappeared.
It's because of the
It's like,
mustache. They couldn't do the milk
no,
stash
because all
anymore.
of a sudden milk went from it's perfectly healthy for you to it's really bad for you.
It makes you fat now.
Oh, that's why it's bad for you. It makes you a fatty fat. But it
Yeah,
makes your bones strong so you can hold up the fat. Bone density, you know what I'm saying?
it's a catch
That's
22. It makes your bones stronger, but it also puts more weight on your bones.
right. So maybe that's why they ended that campaign.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
But yeah, yeah. I was thinking of that because I had the whole Save the Rainforest vibe with this movie, so it made me think of the random
Mm-hmm.
things that we were forced to learn about growing up in our generation.
So, was there a scene in this movie that kind of stood out to you as a don't want to call it a favorite, but like a significant the one that you felt was the most significant?
Not really. I kind of had the same vibe throughout this whole thing.
Were there
We
any
had a
that?
human getting shrunk down, and he's hanging out with the face.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck off. and then we had a musical number too, and then we had the creepy fucking pollution monster.
I really liked
Yeah,
Tim Curry's song.
yeah.
I enjoyed that one.
Were you grooving to it,
I was I was getting it.
moving and a grooving?
People walking by my office today when I was watching it in the background at work were like, "What the hell's he doing?"
Because you were grooving to Ferngully of all
Absolutely.
fucking things.
One of my coworkers walked up,
Ferngully.
and I had my earbuds in, and she came up and was going to start talking to me. I pulled my earbud out, and my phone was like resting on a speaker, so it was behind my monitors. And she got up to where she could see what I was watching, and then she turned around and walked out.
Now, something I did wonder though while watching this, because this came out the same year as Aladdin. I wonder if it was the director's decision or like the creator's decision, because I felt like they kind of held Robin Williams back to not going full Robin Williams.
I
Like
agree.
this was like a mellow Robin Williams. I'm like, come
It
on,
really
man, let's
was.
get the fucking hyperactive Robin Williams like we get as Genie in Aladdin, you know?
But Robin Williams played the perfect character, though. Batty was batty, batshit crazy.
Oh yeah, he's perfect for it. But that was Robin Williams at like a 6. We needed him at a 10. we
True.
need to crank. We need to crank. If you pay for Robin Williams and you get Robin Williams, you need the full Robin Williams effect.
I agree. I mean, he still knocked it out of the park.
He did, but it was a little disappointing. I wanted more zany Robin Williams. Even though this fucking bat had a goddamn antenna sticking out of his head. Did they ever explain why he had an antenna in his head?
Yeah, kind of. So that's why he was so freaked out about humans, because
Oh,
they
he was like
I think it was the song that he did talking about. It was either a song he did or something. Right early on when you meet him, they're talking about him being like a test animal.
Okay. Missed that part, I guess. But or that was during a part where I'm sitting there fucking trying to figure out the cat's voices. I'm like, I know this one because we also have Cheech and Chong in this motherfucker.
So let's say
We have Cheech as
yes,
Stump and Chong as Root.
yeah, Stump and Root. So that
Cheech
kind
and
of was a
Chong.
decent little segue in. If they were to let's say they got a lot of backing and decided to turn this into a live action movie.
Okay.
Who do you think would be the right characters to play the main characters? And by main characters, I mean, oh, hold on,
Like Christian Slater's character,
Krista,
and
Hexus,
Samantha
Pips,
Mathis.
Stump and Root, Batty, and Zach.
Okay.
Like those are really the main ones that you really kind of see throughout a good portion of the movie.
Well, since Batty is a bat, and this guy has experience of playing a dragon, I say Benedict Cumberbatch can be Batty.
Okay, all right. So yeah,
because he was the Desolation of Smog guy.
I think the goofiness that comes with Batty, I feel like Zach Galifianakis would be a good character for that.
Okay, so let's meet in the middle there. Motion capture suit, Benedict Cumberbatch. The voiceover, Zach Galifianakis.
I like it.
Call up Brian Farmer. We have a fucking movie.
We got a movie for him. So, Krista was the one that I had to think on a little bit because it's got to be somebody that's kind of younger, up and coming a little bit.
Obviously, the answer would be Jenna Ortega, but I was trying to think of something different.
I said Jenna Ortega.
Because that was because that's an obvious fucking answer. I mean, because she would be a good fit. I was trying to.
Well, and she even kind of has the look of Krista from the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can furl her hair a little bit. Don't do too much, or my pants might get tighter if her fucking hair gets a little too wild.
They're not already tight when you see her.
Right. She's adorable.
She is. So, who would you
replace Chong? I wanted to do Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, that's a good choice. I went a little different direction. I went with John Belushi and Rob Riggle.
John Belushi and Rob Riggle. When's the last time Belushi's done anything?
It's been a while. Is it How I Met Your Mother?
It's time for him to come out of. How about bring Rick Moranis out of retirement? Rick Moranis and Rob Riggle. That'd be cool.
It'd be good. Just let him go out and ad-lib it all.
Who's the Christian Slater?
So for Pips,
I say Jack Quaid.
That's not a bad choice. I struggled with him because I was trying to think of somebody that could play it fairly well, kind of be the sulking, jealous guy. I went with Timothée Chalamet.
Oh, your answer's better than mine, sir. I agree with you. Fucking Timothée Chalamet. I fucking hate him because he's fucking perfect and he can go fuck himself.
He does really good with a lot of stuff. And I'm pretty sure that his idol is Matthew McConaughey, who's a Texas guy.
All right. Hook 'em. God damn it, Timothée Chalamet. I hate him.
Who would you have play Zach? I want to hear yours before I give mine. Who?
Oh, okay. Zach Young. Which character was he again?
He was the guy that got shrunk. The human that got shrunk.
Oh, Christian Slater was the fairy guy. I mixed those two up. My bad. I was thinking Christian Slater was the guy that got shrunk. My bad.
Yeah, the guy that got shrunk was he was in 7 movies. Yeah.
Okay. So the guy who got shrunk. Who do you have for the guy that got shrunk?
I wanted to have yours first, but I can give you mine because you're probably going to agree with me.
Okay.
So I'm giving you mine, or you're thinking?
No, I'm waiting for you to give yours so I can bounce off of that.
So for Zach, I would cast Paul Rudd because he never ages.
He can pay a fucking 16-year-old these days for some fucking reason. Kansas, but I fucking love Paul Rudd.
With Paul Rudd,
tears.
So Zach was kind of a goofy little guy doing the dances. Like all I could think of when I was watching Zach in the movie when I rewatched it today was Paul Rudd's character in Ant-Man.
Well, and Paul Rudd always has the same dance every time where he has his fucking hands up and he's doing this little number. He just fucking, there's Paul Rudd for you. Clueless. And he's been 24 for 24 fucking years.
Right.
So like 34 fucking years. God damn it. Fuck you, Paul Rudd. And he's from Kansas. Why can't we age like him? We're from Kansas too.
Well, it's obviously not in the water.
It's obviously not in the water. Yeah.
So,
God damn it, now you're making me hate Paul Rudd too. Timothée Chalamet and Paul Rudd go fuck themselves.
Now the big one. Who would you have be the villain for Hexus?
See, that's interesting because the villain really, like, he was just the fucking weird smoky guy, right?
Right.
Like, we never got to, like, that was just him, so. It'd be more of like a voice thing.
Maybe, it would, right? But you would want a known voice.
A modern day good voice. Oh, come on. Bob's Burgers!
Let's
go. Because it wouldn't be too dark if you had him. Yeah, because it wouldn't be too dark if it's a kids movie. So you don't want to go too dark. So he can be a villain while still being entertaining, kind of like Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas. But he's dead now, so we don't get him anymore.
Right. So the person I would go with loves playing the villain and can sing a little bit. I went with John Travolta.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Travolta. Oh my God! I'm about to take down the rainforest. Oh my God!
Yeah.
I just watched The Fanatic the other day.
I need to watch that again. I love that movie. You turned me on to that movie.
Yeah. Too many people say that's a documentary of Andrew Faye's life.
Well, they aren't completely wrong.
I know! That's what pisses me off. I'm like, I can see why you guys would say that.
He even kind of dresses like you sometimes in that movie.
I say, especially when I was wearing all my button downs. God damn it, I'm wearing a button down right now. But, like... Jesus Christ.
I don't know if you have to yet, but I didn't take it last time. Okay.
Slate time. Slate time. I need to pee too, because this is getting out of hand.
Let's slap the slate and we'll discuss the slate when we get back.
Okay, clap!
Hello.
Anywho, so Ferngully.
Ferngully. This wasn't really a first-time watch for you, but it kind of felt like one. So why don't we go ahead and go into our reviews and kind of give your high-level thoughts on the movie. And
you want me to give mine first?
I do.
Okay. So with this movie and both movies, I don't have the nostalgia factor for me because I didn't, I wasn't super fans. Apparently, I grew up in a household that was strictly Disney. If it wasn't Disney, we didn't give a fuck.
Fair enough.
But learning this cast, and like I said, if I had a big old fat doobie, this movie would have been a lot of fun. I kept the nostalgia part of it for me was Save the Rainforest, like we talked about. That it reminded me of the different things that we were taught as kids. When it comes to the movie itself, it was just kind of it was just like a trippy movie to where a dude got shrunk down and he regrets cutting down the rainforest because he's meeting all these little fairies, not fays, fairies. And I mean, it was cute. It's a cute movie, but I was a little disappointed because I knew they toned down Robin Williams. We didn't get the full Robin Williams. And then the other famous actors that we all recognize and stuff like that, their shit didn't really stand out because it seems like this was a strict directing point with these actors. Like, do this and don't improvise Don't fucking go extreme about it. This is the script. This is the movie. Go. There was some entertaining factor. I wasn't bored with it. But being a damn near 40-year-old and watch the movie basically for the first time, I wasn't going, yeehaw, this is a great time. But,
Yippee-ki-yay!
yeah. But I'm sorry, but I honestly got to give it, I'm going to go with a 4.
All right,
Yeah,
fair enough.
give it a 4.
I mean, good movies aren't for everybody.
If I was stoned, I'd give it an 8, but I wasn't, so it gets a 4.
So for me, this is a movie I watched many, many times growing up. Of course, I mean, I've told you my grow-up story. I mean, so rewatching it, I still got a lot of the same like it brought back that nostalgic, like a nostalgic movie should. Brought back a lot of those memories.
Made you think of when you were watching it when you were a kid.
Right, like made me think of back when I didn't have any responsibility. Oh, to go back.
Oh, those are good days.
But then, like, kind of doing a little research on the movie and finding out. I mean, obviously the cast was amazing. What we'll call the soundtrack. I enjoyed the soundtrack a lot. And this was back when animation was actually animation. So they like back when they had to draw 300 photos to get a 5-second sequence or whatever, yeah. however many it was. Like they did a lot of stuff in this movie that, yeah, it was a lot of what we'll call brainwashing. But growing up, I was already hearing all this stuff. So like the movie itself, just, I mean, kind of was a feel-good story. I mean, made you want to never forget and never let go, Jack. Never forget and go out there and try to be the better person to go help clean up the planet.
But even with this love story, he had to become human again. So there wasn't like an actual love story between the little tiny fairy and the big ass fucking human.
Right.
That could be an awkward sexcapade. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your fucking review there.
You could do like they did with the last voyage of the Demeter and pick the boat ride. Take that one little 5-minute clip of the Ferngully and turn it into a feature-length film.
Okay, that's it. I appreciate that fucking random fucking comparison there.
Sorry. Anyway, so this movie for me, with the cast, the soundtrack, the nostalgic value, everything, you're gonna hate this, but I this one gets a 9 from me.
Wow, you really like this movie, even now as a 40-year-old.
Well, I mean, it's hard to not like an hour and 15-minute movie or whatever it was.
All right.
Was this the hour and 15, or was the other one? Yeah, this was an hour and 16 with credits.
These two movies combined were shorter than Green Mile, so it's fine.
Right. But before we get into The Land Before Time, let's talk about that slate and see what you got on there.
All right, this week's slate. Go ahead and blow up my pretty face here.
Yeah, I won't do it for you too and minimize you then.
So I'm gonna try to play with the camera here. But my goddamn. Okay, so scene 12. So it's episode 12. The take is a beer. So fucking
take a beer.
Goddamn light.
Okay.
Take a beer.
Hey,
the roll.
Turn the other way, like to where put the slate on the other side of your face, and that should put it away from the light. You won't get the glare.
Stay up away from the light. Okay, so, but now I have to do it with my right hand, and I'm fucking retarded with my right hand. Okay, but
dinosaur.
That is Littlefoot's dead mama. Hence the X on the eyes and the tongue hanging out. That's Littlefoot's dead mama. We got the date. For sound, I just said eek because I didn't know.
Fair enough.
For production company, I said Ferngully Productions to play off my fucking last name. And it involves fairies, so Ferngully fucking works, asshole.
I'll say you spelled Faye wrong, but...
Yeah, now I see that. Yeah, no. Director is Zelda Williams because that's Robin Williams' daughter, and she's actually a director. She directed Lisa Frankenstein. So
And
that's a little
she's
fun
doing
fact.
it. Like I think she's doing it right too. Like,
Mm-hmm. And the cameramen are Cheech and Chong.
woohoo, up in smoke.
Because during that fucking Ferngully movie, it's kind of had a fucking haze to it too. Like somebody was
Oh
smoking
yeah.
a fucking fat doobie while we were watching it. So
Hell, they may have all been high whenever they were making that movie.
we had to be high to save the rainforest.
Oh my. Okay. Whew. All right. So we are now going to go into our synopsis of The Land Before Time. A new adventure is born. An orphaned brontosaurus teams up with other young dinosaurs in order to reunite with their families in a valley. So, Land Before Time. We are literally, 2 minutes into the movie, and we have this nice little opening sequence of Littlefoot being born and Sarah, I think, was born, and you get this nice little sequence of talking about how beautiful life is and how rough it was at the beginning and this and that, and and then Littlefoot's mom dies. So it's like, okay, that's how this story's going to start.
Well, because like so the runtime on this movie is an hour and 9 minutes. It was originally an hour and 30 something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did a little deeper dive on this movie.
Okay.
Because it's Spielberg and Lucas. You know,
I was going to say that I forgot to bring that up before I started into the whole thing, but yes, Spielberg and Lucas. That blew my mind. A Lucasfilm product with Spielberg.
Mm-hmm. More predominantly Spielberg than Lucas. I think Lucas just attached his name to it, just to be with his buddy Spielberg, because they're.
I mean, they were both producers. Neither one wrote it or directed it. They were just producers. But man, I was when I rewatched it here recently, because it's been a long time since I've seen this movie. I was like, Lucas and Spielberg.
Yeah, this is pre DreamWorks too, before Spielberg ever had DreamWorks. All those animation studios.
Mm-hmm.
But
the one name I did not like on the producer list was Kathleen fucking Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy. You saw she's stepping down, right?
10 years too late.
Fair enough. But she's stepping down at least.
Thank the good lords.
But anyways, like the reason why because this runtime was a full feature length before it became an hour and 9 minutes. A lot of it was because after it was all done, Spielberg said, "No, this section's too dark for kids. This is too brutal for kids."
Oh, I want to see the unedited bridge cut then.
So yeah, they cut the shit out of it because Spielberg's like, that chunk that's missing out of Littlefoot's fucking
mom.
Back,
yeah,
you get to see that in their. In the original cut of the fucking saber tooth, or what are they called? Long tooth?
Sharp tooth.
How
do I get my hands on this original cut?
I don't know if it exists or not.
Oh, it exists. I promise you that.
They just haven't dug it up yet. Because they don't want to warp the Land Before Time brains out there for it.
No, I'm already warped. Let me see what the original cut was as an adult.
Right. Because they even say like they had a point of view of the T-Rex and chomping, and then the death scene with the mom was a lot longer and a lot more dramatic and more brutal.
Let's be honest. These days, kids aren't watching Land Before Time. They're watching fucking Bluey.
Bluey compared to Land Before Time. Land Before Time is a lot darker than Bluey, even with this current edit.
Like, let's be honest.
This movie.
I guarantee. So you know what? Producer makes a good point. I bet they have the original cut on lockdown at Skywalker Ranch.
Probably.
Let's go break in.
Time till we get it.
Let's go break in.
Yeah, fucking fanboy style. Let's go.
Absolutely.
but there's a whole nother cut of like 25 minutes that were cut out because it wasn't G-rated material even for
Mhm.
1990 or 1988. I think is when this one came out.
Yes, 1988. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah,
I failed in my synopsis reading. It was 1988.
yeah. So like even for 1988, it was too extreme for kids to get a G rating. Because like back in 1988, you can have a PG rating like Monster Squad, and the kids are calling each other faggots. Like that's how lenient they were on their
Mhm.
MPA rating back then.
Right.
So that should tell you how fucking dark and brutal this original cut was of Land Before Time. It's where they cut out probably about 20 minutes of it because it was just too dark and brutal for kids.
Hmm.
Mainly with the T Rex or and the mom.
The
Apparently, that scene.
sharp tooth, and the long neck. Come on now.
Sharp tooth and long neck. Sorry, I don't know my racial terms here in this movie. But,
They're
but
not racial terms. They are the terms of the species.
I mean, come on. What do they teach in this movie? To everybody's an equal opportunity employer in this movie. Equal
Not sure where you're
opportunity. I
trying to go
mean,
there, but I don't think that was
because
the.
you know the three horns and the sharp tooths and the long necks and
It was eat or be eaten.
eat or beaten. Is that a name or a fucking?
Eat or be eaten.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking that was like a producer, like some guy named Eater Beaton came in and changed some shit.
Yeah, it's a new guy apparently in 1988. Eater Beaton has produced like 5 movies.
He didn't have a hell of a career. He did not have a good career.
He went downhill when he decided to try to produce House of Wax.
All right, but it sounds like this movie was borderline PG-13 for 1988 when they were on the first cut.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's why it's only an hour and 9 minutes now. Still a
All
good
right.
movie, but
I,
hour and
I
9 minutes.
enjoy this movie. Like, I mean, I don't know if you remember back to our pilot episode when we were giving our top 5 movies?
Oh yeah, no, that's why it wasn't shocked when you said Land Before Time because that's in your franchises, your top 5 franchises.
No, that's in my top 5 movies.
Was it? Oh, I thought it was franchise.
Well, and speaking of franchises, unfortunately, this is a franchise because they made this movie, and then they tried to capitalize off the name off of it like 10 years later and made 20 more of them. But I don't know how many it was. It was a shit ton more of them. It was at least 10 more than needed to be made.
There's 14 total. I have it pulled up right here. There's
All
14
right,
of them.
so they made 14, which is 13 more than was needed.
The last one was 2016.
Good God,
Land Before
I didn't realize there
Land
was one
Before
that.
Time 14. Journey of the Brave was what it was called.
God. Okay, so do we want to talk about parts in the movie, or do we want to have a little fun with like a game with the movie?
Let's do the game because like the Land Before Time is a thing that we've seen many times before. A group of
Right,
misfits have to go on an adventure. We've seen
right,
that many times. It's just
and
it depends on how good the characters and stuff like that.
well, right, and
It's a formula. It's a formula that fucking works. I love that formula.
they have internal arguments, and they they overcome the odds, beat the sharp tooth.
That's one of the best movie formulas, I think, is where you get a group of fucking misfits together and they have to
Right,
go do something. I love
and
it.
I doubt this is the first movie to do that formula. I feel like it might be the first animated one. Maybe even not. I don't know.
So yeah. Our knowledge can't fucking confirm that or deny that.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Hey,
So, the game that I had in mind. What? Oh, we have somebody that wants to talk. Littlefoot doesn't think he's getting enough screen time. So, Littlefoot, what? Okay, okay. So he thought that he kind of got the raw end of the deal with his and Sarah's fight because let's be honest, Sarah has a skull designed to headbutt. And he
Let's
got
be
hit
honest.
pretty hard in the ribs.
Mm-hmm. He's got some pink ass fucking lips.
Well, he's been used a little bit.
Littlefoot kind of turns me on. Just gonna say.
Mm. But no, I wanted to at least. And you got the
Oh, and
little
you're
back.
gonna do the backside. Oh yeah, shake that tail, baby.
It's okay, little
Oh
foot.
yeah,
It's okay, little
yeah.
foot.
Littlefoot, yeah.
All right.
But I'm glad you brought. I'm glad you brought up Sarah, because she's a fucking dumb little fucking
Cunt.
impatient little fucking cunt. Fuck Sarah. Fucking hate her. And she never got better. She was always a
No.
stubborn little bitch.
She was. So
She never learned her lessons.
she
Fuck her.
didn't. She. Yeah.
I fucking hate her.
Okay, so that's a good segue into the game I want to play. So I know that you and I are both. Well, I don't know what your thoughts on this movie is, but I know you like Friends, the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 5 main characters. You got Littlefoot, you got Sarah, you got Ducky, you got Petrie, you got Spike. There are 6 friends. However, we're going to try to. I mean, we don't have to limit to just the 6 friends, but from the TV show Friends, let's try
Littlefoot, Ducky, Petrie,
Littlefoot,
Spike.
Sarah, Ducky, Petrie, and Spike
Sarah,
are the main characters.
Okay.
So, I actually recorded 2 different sets of these options. I did the 6 friends on the 5 characters, and then I did none of the 6 friends as the 5 characters. So I've got like another character that's like what we'll call a deep cut.
Mm-hmm. I've kind of prepared myself with this a little bit because you said it didn't have to be main characters; it could also be side characters too, right? Yeah, right.
Correct.
Okay.
I did both.
Cool. I did not, but I am ready for you though.
All right.
Do you want my first one, or do you want your first?
We could snake it.
So you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Because there's one character that is 100% a friend character.
Okay.
Ducky, there's no debate whatsoever. That is Phoebe.
Absolutely.
100%. That is
100%.
Phoebe.
So Phoebe was.
There's no debating.
Phoebe was my character that was the main character. My deep cut for Ducky was Janice.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So I see what you're doing, right? Yeah, you got a main character for each one, and you have a side character for each one. I got you.
Correct.
Got you.
And I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you to do that. I mean, I'm not gonna hold you.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. So I'll kind of give mine first, and we'll see what your answers are. So give me another character.
Let's go with Sarah.
Sarah? Oh, okay. Didn't really think about that one because I hate that fucking thunder cunt. But,
Do you want to go to a different one and think about that one?
No.
Okay.
I'll get. Sarah is the appearance of Ben Stiller when he fucking rages and just fucking
yeah,
and he's an asshole, and everybody thinks he's fucking a cool character and sweet, and then we find out at the end he's a fucking prick, piece of shit bastard.
Well, Ross knew all along.
Ross knew all wrong, yeah.
All wrong.
Now everybody else did. All the wrong places.
So, my main character for Sarah was Monica. Always got to be in control.
I see that. Yeah.
My deep cut was Susan.
The lesbian?
Yes.
Fuck that bitch. Okay, yeah. So I agree. Because I just said fuck that bitch. So that works.
So let's go ahead and go with Littlefoot.
Littlefoot. He's very ambitious, doesn't take no for an answer. He wants to go. He wants to go, 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 go. So
But he
I
wants
think
to
of
do it
right. I kind of think of Gunther because he's so determined to get Rachel, and he
True.
doesn't stop. He's gonna go and go. That's his Happy Valley or whatever the fuck it is called.
The Great Valley.
The Great Valley, yeah, Great Valley.
Oh my!
And
So
for 9 fucking seasons, he never fucking stopped.
so for Littlefoot, my main character was Ross.
Okay,
Always
I
trying to do
almost said
things his
Ross
way.
myself. I almost said Ross on the main characters, but
And my deep cut was Richard.
fuck Richard.
But he always he
So
was
okay.
he was always trying to do his own thing and do it his way, and then he tried to steal Monica from Chandler.
Yeah, that big fucking tree. Fuck.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
okay, I'm gonna save Petrie for last. So let's go with Spike.
Okay, I wanted you to do Spike. Because I have a good one for Spike. Spike is the love child of Ross and Joey when they like to take naps with
After they did their nap.
Mm-hmm. And Spike gets the shit in the deal because the second he is born, the second he comes out the egg, fucking Dougie's like, come on, bitch, let's go. He just fucking came out.
Well,
So he's
So-
sleepy like Ross and he's hungry like Joey. And fuck, it's
I was gonna say with Spike, he comes out eating.
Yeah.
So like Joey fits that mold. But he's also I'm not gonna call Spike the smartest. And we all know that Joey is always the slower one. So Joey was my main
so
character.
overall you're going Joey. I'm
Yeah.
I'm doing it because Ross looks sleepy all the time. He has the fucking sleepy eyes. So,
He does. He
and
does.
the combination of those two, like that episode is Spike
Right.
when they take naps together.
He's their love child. I can get behind that. So my deep cut for Spike, Mr. Traeger.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
You know who I'm talking about?
Oh
The
the
handyman?
fucking the maintenance man dude, the superintendent of the
super.
the building. Yeah, the super. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
So that leaves us with Petrie,
Petrie's the bat, right?
the flyer. Yeah, the fancy flyer.
That didn't learn to fly until the fucking end of it. Right?
Yes, when they were fighting the sharp tooth.
Okay, the guy that's so determined. I'll have to go. We keep talking about Joey, but Joey's so determined to be a great actor, so I can put that in there. Or Phoebe's brother.
Frank Jr. Oh wait, that's his brother.
yeah,
Frank Jr.
Frank Jr. Yeah,
But he's
Frank Jr.
He's also the condom guy from an earlier episode.
I know. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll go with Frank Jr. there. Because he's just so determined to make the baby with his teacher and
Mary Kayla
Yeah.
Toro. There we go.
well, that's my answer.
So my main character for Petrie was Chandler because Chandler's the goofy one that's always like.
That's a good answer too.
So
That's a better answer.
my deep cut for Petrie though was Gunther because he's the weird one that's always just trying to fit in and be part be part of it all.
What I love is Oliver. Like all the answers have all made sense. So it works out great.
So
What to say about the movie though? Like
when it comes to the
like
movie,
I said, it's a paint by numbers group of misfits that don't need to be along together. But that's the teaching point for this movie is that when you're different, it's okay to be different. You can still hang out and go find the La Brea tar pits or,
Right.
or whatever.
But I feel like it also teaches that coming together as a group, you can overcome all odds,
Exactly.
even the longest odds. So what do you? So for this movie, well, I've already got mine written down. I'm gonna let you go ahead and give yours first.
You want me to give my review? All right.
Yeah.
So again, same responses earlier. I don't have a nostalgia for Land Before Time. I do remember watching it, and I understand the popularity and how people love Littlefoot. And if anybody loves Sarah, they can go fuck themselves because Sarah's a fucking cunt. But, but honestly though, like with no nostalgia and watching the movie, I had a good time because as it is a very similar format that we've seen in different movies of a group of people going on an adventure that don't fucking belong together. What makes that formula work is you have the different characters that you like or dislike. And you have characters that you like or dislike. I love Spike. I hate Sarah. It works out great. And Ducky is that fucking comedy relief that is just so positive for everybody. And it's fucking fantastic. So for me, overall, I'll have to give Land Before Time a 7.
Hey, that's all right. I respect that.
I do like it. I have no interest to watch the sequels, but
so what I will tell you about the sequels, I have watched a couple of them. I think I own a lot of them, but the first one was okay. The second sequel got quite a bit worse, and I didn't watch any after that.
Gotcha. But I want to know how you feel about it now, because this is a nostalgic revisit for you. So.
Again, it's a nostalgic revisit. I didn't realize there was only 7 credited voice actors in this movie. That surprised me a little bit. I mean, like watching the movie, I'm not totally surprised, but I was a little surprised. For me, the movie is more nostalgic. Like, this is the movie that whenever I was growing up and we went to the movie, so I grew up in a town of like 700 people. So you have your general store, or your supermarket that's the size of like a gas station. But in the very front of this general store, they had this little thing set up of all the movies that you could rent. The only movie I ever remember renting from that place.
And Land Before Time.
I did it many, many times. Like every time we would go in there, can we rent Land Before Time? So
you special boy, you.
I know. This movie for me, while maybe not the best rated, is going to be the first Miss Davis for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, this movie literally is the definition of nostalgia for me.
And it still hits you in the feels every time you watch it.
Every time.
All right.
Even when I watched it the other day, it
brought back. Like you said, that was in your top 5 too. So
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I shouldn't be so shocked that it is.
I know, like
we got our first Miss Davis.
When I told you Land Before Time was going to be in it, if you remembered that Land Before Time was in my top 5 movies, you should have realized it was probably going to be a 10, because there's not a movie in that top 5 that's not going to be a 10.
Yeah, and I know you love Land Before Time, so I watched it twice, just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. That I didn't want to disappoint my boy.
It was just over an hour long. You had time to watch it twice.
Right, yeah, because it was still shorter than the Green Mile. Watching it twice.
Right.
All right, cool.
So
sweet.
That brings us to the time of the episode then, now that we've given our reviews on both movies. We've had our random beer. Mr. Fay, F-A-Y, not F-A-E. What is your what is your pick for next week?
All right. Well, since week 1, probably not week 1, but since I watched this movie, I've warned you. The second it hits streaming service, we're gonna do it.
Is it coming up next? Is it coming up this week? I'm already.
It's already out on streaming service.
I'm writing it down already.
It's Better Man on Paramount Plus.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Happy Gilmore. Damn it!
No, that doesn't come out until July 25th.
I know. That's why I was surprised. All right,
No.
Better Man and Rent.
We're doing Better Man.
Rent.
And then to go and we're not doing a musical. This is more. It's more along the lines because Better Man is a biopic, but done in a fantastical way. Because obviously Robin Williams wasn't a monkey, and it's done in a very extreme fantastical way.
Okay.
So a good one to compare that with is another movie to where the baseline is autobiographical, but the actual movie itself is pretty extreme.
Okay.
And that is Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah! I want to see that movie so bad.
For next week.
All right, I'm excited for this because you've talked pretty highly of Better Man, and
I need to spread the word. That's why I want to do it now because I want to spread the word while it's still fresh, and everybody needs to see it.
I didn't. It didn't hit me on the previews, but I'll see.
It didn't hit me either. The only reason I watched it is to make the video that I did for this channel, and then it fucking went fantastic.
We will see how we feel about it next week. So until then, I have been Colonel.
I have been Faye.
F-A-Y, not F-A-E. And
okay.
So feel free to comment. Tell us all your likes, dislikes. If you didn't like something, we love constructive criticism. We don't talk to trolls, but feel free to troll if you want.
Trolls.
But like, subscribe. We'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, we still have a sign out, so eat a dick like last week. Peace.